club was born out of a deep passion for local soccer and pride in our community. In the off-season, we have been building, working, and striving for more. This season, we honor the roots that run deep. And what makes Ballard our home. Up the stakes, up the stoke, up the bridges.
Left-footed service from Robles. Open header and a goal! Kingston trying to break free on the left side. Looking over the top. Good dropping ball! Oh, what a header! Good afternoon and welcome into Interbay Stadium, where it is our Western Conference Semifinals on hand between Ballard FC and Olytown FC. A couple of Northwest teams facing off here with a trip to the Western Conference Final on the line. Peyton Barron's Cole Weaver here to bring you the action and a quick pregame as we are just moments away from opening kickoff. Cole, a couple of teams that came in, they got clean sheets on Friday. That's sometimes the most important thing when you're looking at these kind of matchups. A 4-0 win, for Olytown, a 3-0 win for Ballard FC. What are you expecting to see today?
You know, all throughout the results, obviously 14 goals in 3 matchups between these teams throughout this season. Obviously a lot of local familiarity between the two, and I'm expecting to see a lot of goals. I'm expecting to see a lot of hard challenges. It's a hot day here, so we're probably going to see quite a few changes throughout the match to make sure that legs stay fresh after a pretty tough game for both teams just 2 days ago. So expecting to see some fireworks. And we got two teams that are very familiar with each other. This is going to be the 4th time that these two teams face off in this campaign alone. It's been Ballard on top twice, a 5-0 win, a 4-0 win, and Olytown winning the most recent matchup 3-2 right here on Pagliacci pitch. So what do you take from the history so far between these two teams into today's match? Yeah, I mean, we've already seen some tactical changes from both sides, taking into consideration some of the recent results. Both teams are going to be aware of the firepower that each possess and the willingness to go forward. So I think where this game is truly going to be won is on the defensive side of the pitch. Who can maintain possession of the ball? Who can have a solid back line? Obviously, Lars Hellerin has had fantastic performances over the past couple games and all season, so I'd look to see him have a big game again today. And with so much on the line right here, Ballard FC trying to get to a place where they were last season. They made an appearance in the Western Conference Finals before falling and ending their season. Olytown now, they're looking to do the same thing in their first year, trying to get to the place where they can get themselves into that Western Conference Final and maybe win it. 2 high-power clubs right now, but what's it like here on a Sunday afternoon when you have all of this riding, your season's on the line? It is a winner-go-home moment. What's it like for these teams? Without a doubt, and I think experience is everything in these type of environments. I mean, if you look at some of the larger tournaments across world football, namely Champions League, usually there's a lot of action and a lot of emphasis put towards the teams that have the experience in those type of environments, and you got to say Ballard has the experience over Olytown in this environment here. So we're looking to see what that could do. Obviously on a hot day here in an afternoon, so we'll see what happens on the pitch. We're going to step aside for a moment. When we come back, we'll have starting lineups and opening kickoff right here. You're watching USL League 2 Western Conference Semifinal action live from Seattle, Washington.
Welcome to the Georgian Dragons, Seattle's established home for footy since 1995 and proud broadcast sponsor of Ballard Football Club. Home to classic English pub food, 24 draft beers, a large whiskey selection and craft cocktails. With a beer garden, heated patio and cosy pub, the George has everything for good times with friends and family. And weekly events such as pub trivia and karaoke. Open 11 a.m. till 2 a.m. daily and even earlier for all your favourite football clubs, national teams and cup tournaments. When you're at the Georgian Dragon, you're family, and here at the George we say welcome home. Go Ballard FC and up the bridges.
For Ballard FC! As selected by head coach Ethan O'Neill. Goalkeeper, number 1, Lars Hellerin. Defender, number 2, Christian Eggman. Defender, number 4, Leo Burney. Forward, number 10, Peter Kingston. Midfielder, number 20, Jabril Rode. Midfielder, number 21, Damian Alvarez. Defender, number 22, Kai Briscoe. Midfielder, number 26, Danny Robles. Forward, number 35, Eric Lagos. Forward, number 45, Stas Korsanowski. And your captain, defender, number 12, Lesia Tetsane. Before we honor the national anthem of the United States, we would like to first acknowledge that we are gathered upon ancestral lands of the coastal Salish peoples, specifically the Duwamish, Suquamish, and Stillaguamish. We thank them for their immense contributions to our state and local history, culture, economy, and identity as Washingtonians. Additionally, the United Soccer League, its teams and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. Please join us for an 11-second moment of silence as we are all united against racism. Thank you. For all those willing and able, please rise and remove your hats. Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome Kuki Yitbarek.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back into Interbay Soccer Stadium. Peyton Behrens and Cole Weaver here bringing you this Western Conference semifinal action between Ballard FC and Old Town FC. And we got a good one on our hands today. Thank you for joining us wherever you're tuning in from, whether it's in the Northwest or whether it's all the way in Honduras, as we know that we have some great company on our live stream in Alex Mejia today. Cole, looking at today's matchup, I mean, you see a couple of big names on this stat sheet, or excuse me, on the lineup sheet. We're going to take a look at these starting 11s. What stands out to you the most about Ballard FC's starting 11?
Yeah, obviously we got a couple changes here, namely with Bailey Leatherman on the bench, along with Declan McGlynn and Charlie Gaffney, 3 names that we typically see in a starting 11 for Ballard. But we've got some different pivots. Obviously, Damien Alvarez is stepping into the midfield from his usual defensive-minded roles in the back line. Christian Engman coming back from injury, back with his familiar partner, Leo Burney. And up top, we see Eric Lago stepping in as a winger position when it's typically a traditional number 9, but looking to complement Korzenowski.
And looking at the Ole Town side, I mean, a lot of this team is going to go through those outside backs in Nicasio as well as Famu Detimi, and so much of their success on Friday was driven through those outside backs. But looking in the attack, one name stands out to me, Gil De La Luz. Speak a little bit about Gil.
That's a talented player. I've played with Gil a long time ago as he's come up through the ranks. Still a very young player, very talented, and really coming into his own. I think the partnership between those front 3, Trevor Thompson, a very fast individual and looking to get up and down the wings, and coming up against a very experienced Lucia Tetsane. You know, there's matchups all across this pitch that are going to be very interesting. And again, I think that we're going to see a lot of goals in this game because of the attacking talent we see.
And there's a lot of bad blood in the water today between these two sides. I mean, coming out this last matchup that was Ole Town FC coming on top 3-2. There's a red card in that game. A couple of goals scored in the first half early. I mean, it was 2-2 going into halftime. What are you expecting to see similar from that match into today's match?
I think the intensity is going to be very similar. Obviously, much more on the line here. Both teams got themselves into the postseason, and they're feeling the pressure very likely. And I think, again, we talked about this just a couple minutes ago. Experience is going to be very valuable in this match. I see Ballard coming on top with the level of experience that they have, but obviously from the Ole Town perspective, they've got something that is very unique, and that's the adrenaline. You know, this is the first time really being in an environment like this from a playoff perspective, and it's a unique matchup, and we'll see which team is able to take control of the ball early on in this game.
It's Ballard FC left to right across your screen wearing the full champagne kits with the red trim. It's Ole Town in the monochromatic blue tops, blue shorts, and blue socks. A great look here from both sides. Zeros on the clock right now. We are just about ready to get things underway in Seattle for this Western Conference semifinal action between two powerhouse teams in the Northwest, Team 1 and Team 2, Ballard FC taking the Northwest title this season. And here we go. We are underway. Ole Town FC gets things rolling with a long ball out of the back immediately.
Yeah, immediately just looking to put some pressure, asking questions early on, and I think that's a good start, just in the sense of making the defenders work for what they have.
This is Briscoe on the throw. Bernie was the one who shielded and watched the ball out. Robles in the middle. He had a goal 2 minutes into the second half. Lago settles. Plays for Korzenowski. And this ball is going to go all the way back to Lanfear's feet.
Yeah, that's a matchup early on that will be highlighted. Cameron Miller definitely has some size to him. Korzenowski usually towers over most of the center backs he comes up against and is able to impose himself very physically throughout a game. But we'll be, interested to see how Cameron Miller handles that.
Ball pings around, Eggman settles and plays back for Hellerin. So Ballard FC off to a better start than the last time that these two teams faced off, as there was an opening minute goal for Lapointe Guevara as he scored in the first minute of the last match's action. Ballard FC has now made it through 75 seconds of scoreless soccer to open up this Western Conference semifinal.
An interesting stat about that goal as well. It was the very first goal that Ballard conceded at home up until that point. So obviously they conceded a couple goals after that, maybe changed the emphasis on clean sheets overall, but obviously they were able to bounce back quite well.
This is Kingston far side, who had a spectacular game on Friday. Korzenowski gets stripped of possession but stays in the feet of Ballard FC. Christian Engman did not start Friday's matchup. He's one of those changes in here. What's Christian Engman going to bring to this game from the start rather than seeing him as a sub in the 60th minute?
Obviously, his aerial presence is something to take note of, but I think a lesser-known fact is the partnership. Obviously, between Leo Burney and Christian Eggman, they're very familiar with each other. They understand each other's game, and that's very valuable. You know, including Lars Hellerin in the mix there, the three of them have played together for now 2 seasons, and that's exactly what you need when it comes to defensive solidarity.
Briscoe, his toe poke pass gets picked off. And an errant ball finds Kingston. That's the wrong man who you want to put the ball to his feet. He has an overlapping run in Robles. He uses it. Robles, left foot chip, far side, and it's tipped over the goal. I think that was intended to be a cross, ended up more like a shot, and Ballard FC finds their first corner kick of the day.
Yeah, very well done there from Lanphier. Awkward service. Credit to Danny Robles, able to get some quality in there, but first corner kick, and we talked about Christian Eggman a minute ago, poses himself as a very big target along with some other of his teammates here. We'll see what they can produce.
And Ole Town sends a forward all the way up. Ballard FC swings this ball in. There's a potential counterattack opportunity if Ole Town can get on the ball, and they do. Tetsane recovers. Here's the ball down the line.
Kai Briscoe is not going to be beaten for pace in an environment like that.
That was Lapointe Guevara applying the pressure. He's wearing the number 5. Not too often you see a high-striking number 9 on the team sheet wearing the number 5 jersey.
It shows his versatility that he provides.
Tetsane's pass up the line is deflected out of play. Doing what he can to get involved early. You've seen him shift with Engman and try and find himself central, pushing forward. And Tetsane, that's why he wears the captain's band for this Ballard FC team.
Yeah, that and so many more reasons as well. I mean, he's a leader off the pitch. He's a friendly figure. He wants to get to know his players. And that's exactly what you want from a captain.
Robles turns, slides the ball on the carpet towards Kingston. Kingston going one-on-one. Puts it on his right foot. He's going to take a strike from distance, but he's not going to catch much of the ball, and that one's going to roll away for a goal kick. Kingston trying to apply some heavy pressure as we're in the 5th minute. Long ball played out of the back. Engman is the winner of the header. Slaus plays the ball forward. Famudutimi plays back for Martin and swung around with Slaus. Nicasio is the culprit on the foul there that takes Briscoe off of his feet. And Burney resets quickly for Kingston on the far side. That ball's misplayed off the foot of Manny Nicasio and out of play for a throw.
Similar to as we saw on Friday, Ole Town is allowing Ballard to maintain possession, obviously putting some pressure on his segment with some fancy feet. But we're seeing one lone striker being left up top with the remaining outfield players dropping underneath the ball. And as we saw on Friday, that's usually not a very good tactic against this team. Is very adept at breaking down defenses as well as playing quick on the counter.
Briscoe, ball on his right foot, trying to play Lagos in behind but can't connect. Speediness coming from Manny Nicasio as he's almost upended. Keeps possession, though, with a small pass into the middle for Tolan. Stewart now for Nicasio. Russo is fouled on the ball. Russo playing the number 6 as the center defensive midfielder for this team. He received a red card in the last matchup between these two teams. A 44-minute second yellow resulted in Ole Town finishing the game the entire second half with 10 men and still came out on top 3-2 in that match.
Yeah, that definitely shows the resilience for this team. That's not easy, mentally, physically, and against a team like Ballard with so much emphasis on attack. There's a lot of credit to be given for that result, and they'll definitely have talked about that quite a few times before this game.
Connor Tolan's right-footed ball is lobbed into the area. Korzenowski with the header won, but it can't get cleared outside of Ole Town's attacking third. Tolan faces inward and plays back. Here's that right-footed ball from Russo. It's curling to the back 6. Engman's header won. Second header falls into the hands for Lars Hellerin. Easy enough.
Korzanowski and Kingston were ready for a counterattack there. Lars opting just to maintain possession as they look to build out through Alvarez, who's in his slightly altered position here, favoring a 6 role, really maintaining the connection between the midfield and the forwards.
Robles turns, beats one defender. Now the pass for Tetsane gets into the attacking half. Here's a chip ball looking for Korzanowski. Does it check up? No, it doesn't, and it's cleared away from Slaus. Jack Slaus is such a sure-footed defender that this Ole Town FC team has to rely on the back line. His partnership there with Cameron Miller is apparent on how good those two work together. Header stays in. Tetsane settles. Ball tried to clear out, hits Robles in the chest. Briscoe finally settles. He splits 2 defenders. He's still carrying, taking on a third. Briscoe puts it on his left, now his right. He's trying to pull back. Still carrying somehow, and finally it's deflected away. Delaluz cuts inward. Gets put in the spin cycle twice before playing back for Russo. This is Slaus. Driven ball where Hellerin reads it immediately to come off of his line. And a small challenge inside the area. Bernie settles. He waits. Robles had a little bit of space, calls for it, but it's going to go for Lagos. And I think this is Ballard's bread and butter right here, is draw out the defense, allow Ole Town to come out and pressure, and don't feel rushed to get the ball upfield when they have numbers back.
Yeah, I'm just trying to continually analyze the tactical setup here, and it feels very similar to Friday. Almost a 4-5-1, 4-3-3 hybrid again, with the willingness to let the opposing team maintain possession throughout, the build-up in the back half of the field, but a little bit of a dirty tackle here on Kingston, who definitely felt that one.
Yeah, unfortunate challenge on the far side. Kingston just trying to settle, and that's Nicasio, I believe, on the far side, trying to get a clearance, missing on the ball, finding all of Kingston.
Yeah, walking away there, trying to plead his innocence and maybe stay away from a talking to. And I'll tell you what, it's probably a little bit fortunate not to get a yellow card. It's lucky that we're only 10 minutes into this game.
So free kick from the far sideline. This is an opportunity that puts the goalkeeper at a strange position where you have to read this just right as this ball enters into the area. If it's too far out, goalkeeper could get caught off their line.
Yeah, looking to set a high line just on top of the 18 here, giving the keeper enough space to attack the ball if he chooses to do so. But dangerous with the attacking threats that Ballard have.
Kingston service, it's low, it's mishit, and it checks off the turf. This ball's going to fall back for Briscoe, who's going to clear. Korzanowski may have been offside, so he's not going to apply any pressure. Lagos chases this ball down. It's a heavy touch, and that's not a place where you want to have a heavy touch. Here's Ole Town on the counter. Lagos is going to recover and make sure his mistake is rectified, but it does result in a corner kick for Ole Town FC, so not out of the woods yet.
Poor touch from Lagos, but fantastic defensive recovery efforts there. Put on the afterburners, got his body in the way. Could have very easily given a penalty, but is very happy to just concede a corner.
Connor Tolan over to take the set-piece specialist for this Ole Town team.
I think that's the danger that Ole Town possess, any sort of errant pass or errant touch, and they're willing to pounce immediately with the pace that they have up front.
Right in front of the beer garden, one of the best seats in all the house. Here's a right-footed in-swinger. Hellerin was off his line in the 6. Here's Delaluz with a strike. He's over the top of it. Robles toe pokes out. Ballard might be able to get numbers. Kingston, one side. He's going to try and go cross-field. This is settled by Rodet. And all the way back for Lamphere.
Couldn't quite take advantage of that opportunity. Kingston with a good switch of play, but Rodet unable to bring it under his control and allows Ole Town to rebuild here again with a nice switch of play. It's intercepted though.
Tetsane now with the momentum going forward. He's going to have support to his left, trying to draw out Nicasio before playing Kingston. Kingston's going to slow this ball down at the byline. Tetsane gets it back. Puts it on his left. He's going down to the byline. Ball on the carpet. Lagos left foot strike. It pops straight up. Still in danger. Tolan gets half of a clearance out to the top of the box. And now ball driven up the line that Alvarez is going to win. And gets taken off of his feet as he is trying to play backwards. So a free kick from yet another dangerous position for Ballard FC.
Tell you what, Peyton, 12 minutes into this game, both teams are operating on full cylinders. This is an open-ended game, side to side, front to back, a lot of counterattacking opportunities and a lot of quick service into the box. I think our prediction pre-match was probably pretty spot on that we're going to see some fireworks throughout the rest of this game.
A lot of tension in the air, and that's what you want in playoff soccer. Couldn't ask for a better Sunday afternoon for a USL League 2 Western Conference Semifinal. Kingston over the ball. He's going to send this ball in. Better service this time. Engman the target. This ball bounces twice before going out, but Engman is there to win it. And man, when you get a free kick and a good opportunity and you're able to find a center back, that's exactly what you want going for you.
Yeah, Kingston, his first service was under hit the first man, but much better on the second, giving his defenders an opportunity to get their head on the ball. And as you mentioned, that's all you can ask for.
Robles wins a good challenge, has support to the right. He plays Korzanowski. Korzanowski with a no-angle shot that goes away for a corner kick. Ballard FC knocking on the door.
Great save again from Lanfear on his near post. Just stayed big. Save he should make, but at the end of the day, I like that from Korzanowski, making the keeper make a save.
It's Lanfear in the Borussia Dortmund yellow and black look today. Meanwhile, Lars Hellerin wearing the all-red goalkeeper kit. Danny Robles over to take with the left foot. Declan McGlynn sometimes takes these. He is on the bench right now. Robles, service, far post. Korzanowski, the target, doesn't win, but this settles. Kingston now. Right-footed ball, backside. Engman was there. Alvarez gets the head on it, tries to flick it towards the frame, and unable to do so.
Yeah, that initial corner kick won by Cameron Miller. Very nicely done. We picked him out as a key player pre-match just because of his size and who he's going up against, and showed his strength there on that corner to keep it at 0-0.
Guevara plays to the near side. This is Thompson. Thompson thinks about entering the area before bringing back for Nicasio. We thank the Georgian Dragon Pub for being able to present this broadcast of Ballard FC, the USL League 2 playoffs. Up the bridges and down the pints for our friends there at the Georgian Dragon Pub. Lob ball over the top. Thompson, left foot, first time service. Finds De La Luz on the far side. It's a bit too strong. Tetsane shielding the young De La Luz as that ball stops on the byline. Engman's going to play out of it, and that's class from Tetsane.
It really is. Ballard very well accustomed to playing out of these sort of situations as Tetsane draws a foul and release some pressure. And I'll tell you what, again, from a tactical perspective, something that Old Town is doing today that New Mexico was not doing on Friday is really committing their outside backs forward, and also, interestingly enough, playing a little bit of the Pep Guardiola game and tucking their outside backs into the midfield just to allow the space for Trevor Thompson and De La Luz to have a little bit more freedom up top. And we're essentially able to put a little bit more pressure on the Ballard back line instead of allowing them to counter out more quickly.
Bernie plays a short ball here for Rodet. Rodet tries to thread the needle for Lagos and plays it just behind him on his heel. A little bit of space moving forward with Stewart. He plays inward for Thompson. This is Guevara. De La Luz now. Famu Dutimi plays inside. Here's Russo having a strike. Engman is going to pop it up sky high. Robles can't settle. Kingston's header flicked into good space. Rodet slows down, waits for a little bit of support, and gets it back to Kingston. Sees something in Lagos. Lagos is going to outmuscle Thompson before getting shoved to the ground. And And there's going to be a foul. Maybe this thing starts to get chippy and heat up, as we do have a little bit of an I-5 rivalry between these two sides. The rivalry is young, but boy, does this have all the pieces to build and brew into something good.
Yeah, quality there from Kingston with the service, but Eric Lagos, a very willing runner, both offensively, as we just saw, and defensively earlier in cleaning up some of his errant touches. But these are the opportunities that Ballard loves to have. As we see the center backs come forward, and we've already seen a couple chances, now instead of Peter Kingston on the far left side, we're seeing Robles here on the near side with an in-swinger. And I'll tell you what, as a goalkeeper, an in-swinger is tough to deal with because you have to keep a slight mind on your goal as well.
Robles on the run-up. This ball heads towards the PK spot. Can't get over the first man in Trevor Thompson, and it's headed away for a corner kick.
Yeah, that's similar to this first service we saw from Kingston. Unable to beat that first service, kept it a little bit too low. Another opportunity here, not 10 seconds later with a corner kick opportunity.
Some say third time's the charm. This is the third corner kick of the afternoon for Ballard FC.
22, step on 5's toe.
4 shirts hovering around the PK spot. Service, back 6, Engman. That's the right guy who you want to have win it in the fourth corner now on the way.
Yeah, and he might want that one back. He had an opportunity and a run on his marker. Built up a head of steam, but defender did well just to get ahead on it, and we have another corner kick, fourth of the day.
Same setup for Ballard FC, 4 players in the vicinity of the penalty. They make their runs. It's a short ball from Kingston. The services have not been great from Peter Kingston. Rode, missed touch. Taken off his feet, the whistle's going to be blown. And that's De La Luz now. That's back-to-back fouls in just about 3 or 4 minutes for De La Luz.
Yeah, that's very nicely done from Rode. It's a difficult ball to bring out of the sky. Quality first touch and a quality second just to win the foul. And looks like another set-piece opportunity from both sides of the pitch.
Robles floats this top of the area. Alvarez is looking to get a boot on it, but it's Lamphere who's able to come out and make the catch.
A little bit fortunate there from an Ole Town perspective not to go out for a corner. Able to relieve some pressure and look to build out.
Left-footed driven ball. Helleran off of his line. He's going to volley this out of the air right back into the middle of the field. Russo settles. Ole Town now trying to lead the charge. De La Luz plays inside. Here's a little chip through ball. Can't find its attacker. Tetsane now trying to keep possession. Engman just knocks it forward, and it's a turnover where Nicasio picks it up.
And again, there's the emphasis on those outside backs tucking into the midfield when they have possession high up the field. Ballard unable to counter through Korzenowski holding the play up, which we haven't seen him do at all yet today. I think that's a key note. It's a big part of his game, and it's a big part of Ballard's game as well.
20 minutes into this Western Conference semifinal, Peyton Barron's Cole Weaver bringing you the action live from Seattle, Washington. Cole, I mean, both teams, they're very settled into this match. Would you say Ballard has the upper hand thus far?
Hard to say. I think we're very balanced at this moment. Possession's fairly even. Holy Town obviously is not giving Ballard any sort of hometown advantage with how they're trying to set up and play. As we see, they're reset through their goalkeeper here. But bright spots from both teams. I think Ballard has definitely had more of the opportunities so far as Kingston picks up in a dangerous area, and we have a counterattack opportunity.
Kingston into the area. He's going to put it on his right. He's going to strike. It's going to get deflected. Ball still bouncing around for Ballard FC. Briscoe plays wide. There's a whistle blown, a foul on that challenge between Alvarez and the Ole Town midfielder.
And that's good defending. Peter Kingston's so dangerous on the counter, running at defenders with pace, very skilled on his right foot and his left foot, not quite sure which way he was going to go. Takes it in step that time and quality block, and again, just soaking up the pressure. And this is what Ole Town does, though. They're able to just hold strong, and eventually they might get a little bit of a counterattack, and one chance is all it takes.
We give proper credit to Trevor Thompson, who wins that foul for Ole Town in his battle with Alvarez in the middle. It's down all the way past the byline for a goal kick for Lars Helleran.
And Trevor Thomas on this near side here, another player to watch out for. Very pacey, played at PLU just after I graduated from there. Made an instant impact in their title-winning season and national conference run. Another youthful player on the other side of the field from Gil De La Luz. He could cause some problems with his pace.
Throw in up the line. Ballard doing everything they can to retain possession, but they cannot. Here's De La Luz now in a challenge with Robles. This ball out of play for a Ballard throw in the same area. Far side of the field, it looks like Declan McGlynn is getting stretched out here early, the only man off the bench up. Is that a substitution that Ballard FC may go to at halftime?
I don't see why not. I mean, I was a little surprised not to see the likes of Bailey Leatherman, Declan McGlynn, Gaffney starting in this lineup. I think Lagos has done a great job so far. We've seen him on both sides of the pitch. You know, Jabril Rodé, he's doing a role. I don't see him really impacting the game in any capacity right now, and maybe that's a switch that O'Neill's looking to make with McGlynn coming in to give a little bit more attacking prowess. Bridge keepers, full voice, obviously very up for this match.
It's always an excellent atmosphere here at Interbay Stadium. Fans, if you did not get a chance to make it out to a Ballard FC match this season, boy, did you miss out, and you better get your tickets early for next season. Visit GoBallardFC.com for all the news Ballard FC, for all of your tickets and all of your fan gear. It's GoBallardFC.com. Settled, top of the area, flicked back now. Lagos tries to turn out of it. Alvarez is just going to knock it into some open space, and it's a turnover. Great turn up the line. This is Thompson. Thompson, left-footed ball, slotted top of the area, and cleared by Robles. Slaus, back for Thompson. Cutting inward, right foot strike. Hellerin has to make a diving save, and that's a wonderful, excellent shot from the outside back, Manny Nicasio.
Good save from Hellerin, good hold. Runners coming in to clean up any scraps, but not giving them a chance. Save he should make, save he's comfortable making. But that's quality play from Old Town to build out and get a shot on target.
Korzanowski settles. That's a good ball. Rodé sprays it to the far side for Kingston. Kingston trying to find Korzanowski, but this hits Rodé. Rodé, 25 yards out, strike! And it's caught just at the crossbar. Maybe would have caught the bottom and gone in. Maybe would have gone over. It was that close, and a good save from Lanphier.
Yeah, that's a good response. Exactly what you want to see. Shots on target from both ends, and continuing the theme of this match is very much end-to-end.
25th minute here at Interbay. 0-0 still the score. Both these sides put together a pretty high-powered offensive performance on Friday. It was a 4-0 win for Old Town and a 3-0 win for Ballard FC. This is the second round of the USL League 2 National Playoffs. De La Luz plays a good ball inward for Tolan. Sliding efforts, dual sliding efforts. Robles is going to win it. Here's Kingston. He's going to slow it back as it was about a 3-on-6 situation. Lagos with the ball deep in the midfield. Now goes for Alvarez and Kingston. Kingston curls a pass all the way through the center circle. That finds Bernie. Bernie's going to push a little bit forward, start to get the numbers up. Here's Lagos. He cuts in. Korzanowski with a beautiful touch into a dangerous area. This ball's sky high. And Lanphier catches it last second. I don't know if he made good eye contact with that ball until the very moment it finds its way into his hands.
That's a great save, and Korzanowski wants that one back without a doubt. Tried to give a little bit of a cheeky chip over the top. Lanphier gets just enough on it. And as you mentioned, that ball went straight up. He probably didn't know too much about it until it ended up in his hands.
Yeah, credit to Lanphier for shutting down the Division I All-American in Stas Korzanowski. Big save. Score remains 0-0. Some good goalkeeping on display. You saw Hellerin make a save to his right-hand side, and now Lanphier has a save above the crossbar, and now this save here in a one-on-one opportunity against the big man up top.
Yeah, and you'd expect throughout this game that if Old Town were to take anything away here, they're going to need a really high-quality performance from Lanphier, and we've seen it so far. But a lot of match still left to play as we see Kingston in his favorite spot on the far side.
He's going to go to the byline this time, a sliding effort, and it's kept in play. That is incredibly well done from Famu Datimi. Korzanowski enters into the attacking third. This is Rodet. And he can't thread that pass over to Kingston, but he might be able to win back the challenge before it's cleared away from Jack Slouse. '79 and sunny here at Interbay Soccer Stadium. It's a lovely day. Thank you for joining us. Briscoe, step over, stops it. Rodet, cross, Kingston, backside. Flag stays down. Here's a right-footed ball. Korzanowski, his touch is well wide of the goal and away for a goal kick.
Korzanowski early on in this game has expressed his feelings towards the referee a couple times. I think he believed that that was a corner kick, but not a whole lot for him to work with apart from that one opportunity just a minute ago. See him continue to work for scraps.
Lagos makes a good recovery run to win that challenge. Cole, this Ole Town side, high-power offense. They have 5 wins this season where they score 3+ goals. On the opposite end of things, they've been shut out 4 times. It's really the highs and lows with this team. If Ballard can keep doing what they're doing and work defensively, you may be looking towards a shutout where you can be able to hold this Ole Town offense to nothing and get yourself a victory.
Yeah, and there's a couple things that might play into that, one of which might be a lack of second options. Sometimes when a team really figures out how to defend a front line and lock it down, then if they don't make any changes throughout a game, then it stays that way.
Kingston in behind. Doesn't have much support, so he's going to have to slow this ball down. Here's the support. The strike, the goal. It's Tetsane opening the score here in the 29th minute.
And you'd want it from nobody else but your captain. Gets himself up into the opposing area and a quality left-footed finish into the bottom corner. Lanphier can't do anything about it, but his keep Peter Kingston again at the center, creating opportunities. And we talked about this probably 15 minutes ago. Ballard applying the pressure continuously, unable to cope with it. Ole Town, their defense breaks, 1-0, 30 minutes into this game. Exactly the start that we wanted from Ballard.
Kingston, who is so pivotal on Friday night, setting people up left and right all over the place. He gets himself into a good area. He beats his defender, Infamu Datimi, and then he's able to just set up a beautiful drop pass ball, finding Tetsane running onto it. Who else? What a great placement of that ball that Tetsane has.
Tetsane is a fantastic finisher. I know he's a left back. He plays more of a winger type role for his home country, and obviously he's won up some of the best names in the world. And today we needed a big game out of him, and he's come up where it matters the most.
So a third of the way through the match, we find our opening goal. It's 1-0, Ballard FC leading here at Interbay Stadium.
These next 5 minutes are going to be pivotal. Ole Town, obviously very familiar with scoring goals, and we know the typical sayings when goals are scored in halves, but Ballard need to hold strong here and maintain their possession as well as their advantage as we close in on the 15 minutes left in this half.
Ballard FC looking to continue a historic run, a historic season that they're putting together. Currently 11-1-1 when you include the playoff wins. Lone loss was to this Ole Town FC team just 1 month ago. They find themselves winning the Northwest Division this season, hosting these Western Conference quarterfinals and semifinals. And they put themselves in a great position now against second-place team of the Northwest Division, Ole Town FC. Korzanowski hits the deck. Kingston's got a little bit of space. That whistle's blown. I don't see a whole ton of appeals for an advantage being played there, but Kingston had a little bit of real estate down that sideline to work with, and that's a dangerous player with the ball at his feet.
I'd agree with you. I'm slightly surprised we didn't see more protests in acres of space as we see Lagos now isolated.
Lagos into the area, ball on his right foot, heel flick, Rodet, cross, backside, Korzanowski just makes the wrong run, but the strike, Kingston, as that ball stayed alive, squeaked its way through. Kingston gets a strike, and credit to Lanphier with another big save.
2 quality services there. Nobody able to capitalize.
Here's a ball down the line that Ingman is going to win. There's a little bit of paint on it up the sideline. Korzanowski tackled as that ball's out of play for a Ballard FC throw.
past 5 minutes here, he's really imposed himself into what we talked about probably 15 minutes ago with his hold-up play coming up against a sizable defender of Cameron Miller, but wins the advantage in that circumstance.
Tetsane battling De La Luz. Kingston runs onto the second ball with a little bit of pace to him. Lagos now top of the area, still trying to battle for it, and this ball is played out from Jack Slaus. Cole, break down the performance so far of the changes that we've made, or that we've seen from the Friday starting 11 in Christian Eggman, Jabril Rode, and Eric Lagos.
Yeah, and I think probably out of those as well, stepping into the midfield, Damian Alvarez, as he makes an attempt at a tackle here, he's been very influential. Has had a quiet game, which is exactly what you'd want from a 6, right? Not too much attention on him. Christian Eggman's been solid as always, and he's been a threat up top. I think probably out of those changes, Eric Lagos has been the biggest standout for me. He's extremely willing to make advanced runs, and as we've seen Peter Kingston with the capabilities he has to play those long switches, causing a lot of problems for the back line of Ole Town. As we see him defending now on the other side of the pitch. Overall, they've been quality changes, and looking forward to see what second half substitutions are offered into this match as well.
Russo plays for Nicasio. Nicasio's been dangerous. He puts the ball on his right foot, goes to the far side. Now inward play. De La Luz now cross on the carpet. Ingman tries to heel flick. No. It's a shot to the far post, and it's just wide. That's such a good opportunity. Connor Tolan just missing out on the frame.
Yeah, best opportunity of the game for Ole Town. Quality build-up play, intricate 1-2 passing. Couple opportunities inside of that to take a shot. Opted for maybe one of the more difficult shots, but made Lars Hellerin work, and he was slightly worried, but thankfully wide.
Hellerin sends his troops forward for the goal kick.
Obviously being two Washington teams in this game, we're hearing a little bit of the Ole Town support.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to see is when you're building a rivalry. Is you want to see the away support show up in full force, and that's what makes this sport so great. Being able to see both sides sitting in the same stands and being able to hear each other loud and clear. And this Ole Town support group, it's a group of good supporters at Ole Town.
They are. There's definitely been some. Up until now, we can definitely say friendly rivalries, but we'll see how long that lasts with the amount of tension on the line here. But I don't think Ballard fans have necessarily been rivaled in terms of their ability to support yet this year or last year. See if Ole Town can do that on the field and off the field.
Now, Ballard FC, what the fans have done for this club has truly been incredible to see. Ole Town wins a free kick coming out the other way, 37th minute. Long ball over the top. Thompson pursuing. Briscoe trying to slow down. Thompson dances, can't get past Briscoe. Corner kick is won, the second of the afternoon for Ole Town.
Yeah, that's a pace matchup that we'll be watching all game. The two of those very lightning quick. It's all going to come down to circumstance and maybe a little bit of favorable touches as tackles are made. Trevor Thomas winning the best of that one. The corner kick going Ole Town's way.
Connor Tolan over to take. Two hands drop. Here's the right-footed in-swinging ball. Hellerin doesn't have to move, jumps just ever so slightly to make that catch, and that's about as good as it can get as a goalkeeper.
Yep. No options up top, slowing the game down.
Bernie on the rollout. Such a sure-footed center back to be able to play the ball like a midfielder on this back line for the Ballard FC side.
Yep, we've seen the capabilities across the back line. Eggman's just as sure-footed. Tetsane is definitely as sure-footed, and obviously the confidence in O'Neill to push Alvarez into a midfield position. It's definitely a large value, and that's why the identity of the team is definitely more possession-based, build-out based, as opposed to call it old-fashioned boot and run.
Alvarez to Kingston. Fancy footwork up the sideline. Kingston still maintaining possession. Now that ball just skirts its way over the sideline for a throw-in. Korzenowski into the area. Korzenowski with a strike, and it's a good save. Lamphere, he can't hold on to it, but it's cleared away from his defenders. And that was such a quick attack that just blossomed so quickly for this Ballard side. Can Oldtown now swing it the other way? This is Thompson. Has Alvarez one-on-one, and now settles. Tolan goes across the midway stripe for Thompson now, and back for Jack Slouse.
Yeah, you're right. That attack really did come out of nothing. That's the danger that this team provides. You can't fall asleep even for a second. More than capable of taking advantage of any quick opportunity.
Russo tries to find a run from De La Luz. He started all the way on the far sideline, tries to make a cutting run in behind Tetsane. But that ball a little too direct, and it's easy for Hellerin to come off his line and catch.
As we start to see Ballard slow the game down here, namely through Hellerin. Probably looking to get into halftime 1-0 up, or at the very least.
Lagos with a heavy-chested effort that's going to result in an Oldtown throw, and he's going to ask Nicasio to politely take the ball back to where the ball went out of play for the throw-in rather than 20 yards forward.
The last 5 minutes of the first half here. It's Ballard time. I say let's go. You say Ballard. Let's go. Let's go! Let's go!
Long ball out of the back from Martin. Tetsane trying to shield De La Luz, wins this battle, but Tetsane's going to recover. Talk about two very different types of players that you have playing in USL League 2. A young up-and-coming talent like De La Luz and a national team star like Lucia Tetsane.
That's quite amazing. Obviously, that's one of the great things about this league. There's players at all points in their career here. And this is a valuable piece of experience for De La Luz, and Tetsane more than willing to show that experience and the goal that he's provided, as well as the defensive efforts to keep a clean sheet.
Ibarra trying to dance out of some pressure. He does so. Famu Dutimi couldn't keep possession, but it's away for an Oldtown throw.
Opportune time to give the Bush Keepers a shout out. Looks like they've set up some more decorations. They've got some artwork. I saw a grill up there pre-match.
I'm a little jealous.
I'm a little jealous, I can't lie.
Clear out of the back. Well done. Away for the throw. Excuse me, the offside flag is up on the far side just in front of the Bush Keepers. While it's 9,000 degrees in this broadcast booth, I would love, a grill in here. I would sacrifice what I could just to be able to grill some burgers mid-game.
I don't think our viewers want to listen to us eating as much as we would like a burger.
That's what halftime's for. Hellerin sets the ball. And, Cole, as a goalkeeper, when you're seeing things like this, a little bit of gamesmanship starts to come into play. You take your time. But in the first half, is this a little bit too early to start implementing a lot of the gamesmanship, or is this, crucial time when you're holding that 1-0 lead?
I don't think it is. And, it's not necessarily gamesmanship in terms of wasting time. It's more so maintaining control of the pace of the game. And Ballard, that's been a big emphasis throughout the course of the season. When they want to put their foot in the gas, they go hard. But there are portions during the game when it's important to slow up a little bit, maintain possession for a period of time, and if this Oldtown team is willing to go press, well, Ballard's willing to play out. And it's a hot day, it's middle of the day. They played a game just 2 days ago. Taking some of the steam out of the Oldtown front line is definitely very valuable as we go into the second half here, and we can definitely look to see Ballard put the foot back down on the pedal here, definitely coming in the second half.
Lagos is going to be whistled there. It's either a foul that he concedes against Connor Tolan or a handball as he bends down low to try and make that trap and an incidental ball off the hand. Thompson tries to hit a clearance out. Roday standing in front of the ball like a wall, and it's away for a throw.
I love that from Roday. Not even flinched. Gives him a high five afterwards, too.
Miller takes the ball to the right-hand side of the field. Connor Tolan looks for a little bit of support. Famu Dutimi now on top of the ball. Thompson goes inward. Slow build-up, starting to blossom into something special here for Ole Town. The referee finds himself into the middle of the play. Make it a drop ball situation here.
Not sure who that was more fortunate for, to be honest.
A restart for Ole Town playing backwards, and that's well done. Well officiating from our center referee. Minute of stoppage time is the word here at Interbay Stadium. 1 minute minimum.
Ole Town really doing everything they can during possession, pushing again those outside backs into the midfield, allowing their wing players with the pace to really spread the pitch, and isolating three midfielders in the center, trying to play through the lines, but one pass will ruin that. As we see another counterattack opportunity, a tough one here, lifted up.
Robles lobs the ball over the top. Lamphere waits for it to come in to his den as he has a little bit of pressure from Korzanowski.
It's going to be an interesting second half. I can see some tactical changes being made. Potentially some, well, I'd say for sure some substitutions will be coming in on a day like this. Just curious to see what those will look like. Christian Angton, no nonsense.
That ball's going to go up, up, and away over the press box and out onto the street. Christian Eggman did what he did to try and put that ball into orbit. Alvarez pressuring. Eggman trying to clear. Ballard FC doing everything they can. There's a whistle as Alvarez is down after the play. We have reached our 1 minute minimum. An up and down first half that we've seen so far, Cole. We've seen the goal get scored. We've seen a lot of high-flying, fast-paced play, and the longer that we've got closer to halftime, we've kind of seen things mellow out, die out a little bit. Is fatigue starting to set in on this 80-degree day in Seattle?
For sure. And I think from an Ole Town perspective, they're definitely getting a little frustrated. They've tried a couple different tactics in terms of committing numbers forward. They've hit balls in behind. They've tried to play through the lines as we come to halftime here. And the halftime talk will be interesting. A lot of changes expected to be made. Ballard 1-0 up. But all to the good, and I think they're pretty happy with this scoreline as of right now and looking to shore themselves up a little bit more.
We're at the midway point of this Western Conference Semifinal of Ballard FC versus Ole Town FC. It's 1-0. Ballard scoring in the 29th minute as Lucia Tasane opened up scoring from the assist with Kingston. We'll step aside. We'll be back in just a few minutes with second half action. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Ballard FC take on Ole Town FC right here. It's the USL League 2 playoffs on YouTube.
Welcome to the Georgian Dragons, Seattle's established home for footy since 1995 and proud broadcast sponsor of Ballard Football Club. Home to classic English pub food, 24 draft beers, a large whiskey selection and craft cocktails. With a beer garden, heated patio and cosy pub, the George has everything for good times with friends and family. And weekly events such as pub trivia and karaoke. Open 11 a.m. till 2 a.m. daily and even earlier for all your favourite football clubs, national teams and cup tournaments. When you're at the Georgian Dragon, you're family, and here at the George we say welcome home. Go Ballard FC and up the bridges.
Honestly, I think I got 2 years.
The goal is to play at the very highest level.
When I step on the field, I need to play well today. I need to make things happen, or I need to just get a job.
I don't think I'm ready to be done yet.
And me, I've never been someone who's just gonna give up on something that I started.
My name is Tommy Fariziak, and I'm the managing partner of Telescope Talent. We're a recruiting services company based in Seattle, Washington. We work with companies ranging from startups to the Fortune 500. I think first and foremost, Ballard FC has produced a top-tier soccer product. You know, it's exciting to watch. You get a close sense of team and community. You get to be front row and have a great opportunity to view some of the next talent that will be representing our country's brand of soccer at the highest levels. And I think what the club is doing by offering an additional player pathway to aspiring professionals and competitive athletes in the region, it gives the younger generation a clear example that they can hear, see, and feel, so they know that they have something to aspire to. Ballard, to me personally, has been a neighborhood that has supported me in my career and my development. And what I've always thought about the community is that it has its own sense of style, a place for artisans to showcase their work, whether it's craft beers or other design shops that you see in the area. It has a sense of partnership where other small vendors support one another in creative ways and bring each other up. So Ballard, to me, was always an organization and a city that I wanted to be a part of.
Cheers!
Cheers.
I'm Andy Love.
I'm Tucker Schonberg.
We own Salmon Bay PT, and it's 2 clinics in Ballard, and we kind of see everybody.
The community has been really supportive of us. Even just Ballard FC brings a lot of small businesses together, and it's nice to meet other small businesses. They're supportive of each other.
Getting to know the owners of the other businesses in our neighborhoods has been really nice. You know, you're kind of in it together. Being part of Ballard FC for me, you go there and it's like, oh, there we're a patient. Oh, there's a parent. There's a friend from the gym. And you're all there sort of celebrating this team, and the energy's really great and small enough that you get to sit and chat with these people and go to the beer garden. But it's big enough that it's like super exciting and the energy's really big. And I love that. And I think it came along at the perfect time. Like, people were so ready to do something and get back together.
It was an easy decision.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course. This is perfect. We've been thinking about this, and it kind of aligns with our values and what we're trying to do, and it's still local. So
yep.
The impact of the community is great. And I think it's somewhere where we can all put our differences aside and just watch soccer and be happy about our team going to the championships.
My name is Justin. I'm the owner of Flow Fitness. We have 2 locations, one in South Lake Union, the other in Fremont. The Ballard community is amazing. I've been a resident of Ballard for 15 years now. The favorite thing about Ballard is just being able to go out on the weekends and just walk everywhere, whether it be the farmer's market on Sunday, grab some lunch during the day, going to the parks, or grabbing a beer at night. Like, there's so many things to do. You can walk everywhere, which is amazing. And you just see people on the street and feel the energy. When I heard about Ballard FC launching, I immediately reached out. I wanted to support. Both my kids play soccer. Also just wanted to support that community as much as possible. We see a lot of athletes come in our place and we see a lot of injuries and rehabbing injuries, and really believe that training in the gym can help on-field performance as well as decrease injuries off the field. People really feel that sense of pride when they say they're from Ballard, and that really is resounded, especially with being part of this Ballard FC group, where we've really seen that community really come together and rally in such a short amount of time.
My name is Jen Muse. I'm the Executive Director at the Ballard Food Bank. Our mission is to bring food and hope to our neighbors because there can be enough for everyone. And what we've done is really create a space where everyone is welcome and they can really feel that. We built our new home to look like a space where anyone would want to come in. We create a sense of belonging and respect as folks come in to shop at our market, come to our Kindness Cafe, or access our community resource hub. And then you have our volunteers and our staff, and they're greeting you and they're welcoming you into the space, and they're talking to you, they get to know you. They all build relationship with one another. Being a part of that community, especially through the pandemic, has been life-changing for them. We've really seen the space come to life, as now people can come in and access all those services, more like a one-stop shop. The idea that a kid wouldn't have the food they need, to me, that means that we have to do better as a community, and we have to find ways to give people more access to food and critical services they need. And so it's the volunteers, the people that come through our doors each day that I think really inspire me. We couldn't do what we do without partnerships, and how we partner with others in the community, whether it's the restaurants or the breweries, all of those things make it better and make it stronger. The Ballard Food Bank has been a strong space that can kind of help hold people up together and really provide that sense of belonging that we all need.
My name is Patrick. I'm the artist known as Dosvi. We create artwork for a lot of the Ballard community. I think art is an opportunity for the artists, the art, and the community to connect and tell a story or tell the history of a place, and then have a conversation about it. Art, music, sports are all vehicles for kids and adults to connect to our ability to create and be creative. I think now more than ever, we just have so many ways that we can connect to people through a creative means, and art is that for me, and I feel like for the Ballard community. As you can see during the COVID, small businesses allowed artists to create murals on their boards, Noble Painting providing supplies, and that was a really unique way for the artists to connect with the Ballard community. We're all neighbors and we're all family members united to help each other. I'm really excited to see soccer on a competitive level again. The fan base is amazing. The beauty of what Ballard FC is, it captures that time of these certain players and in their development. The moment they step out and they're wearing the Dosby kit, it's gonna just bring back memories of one, me playing soccer, two, like being part of a club, and three, just full circle that the art is bridging me back to my past experience and reliving a great soccer moment.
Welcome back into Interbay Soccer Stadium. It's Peyton Behrens and Cole Weaver bringing you this USL Western Conference Semifinal to see between these two teams who is going to move on to that Western Conference Final. Ballard FC made an appearance in last year. Ole Town doing everything they can to keep their season alive. 1-0 as scoring was opened in the 29th minute as Lucia Tisane scored on a Kingston assist. Cole, talk about that goal and what that did for this Ballard FC team in that first half.
Yeah, they were putting a lot of pressure throughout the opening 20 minutes, and Kingston at the center of all involvement, as he usually is, able to create a little bit of magic. And Captain Tetsane steps up really big for his team. Goalkeeper Lamphere made a couple really good saves before then, but wasn't able to keep that one out of the net as he buries it in the bottom right corner. And that was massive from a psychological standpoint. Ole Town were soaking up pressure very well. They were dangerous on the counter. But once they scored that goal, the emphasis really changed. Ballard's back line was doing a very good job in minimizing the opportunities given. The midfield was doing very well to maintain possession and continue to give opportunities for that front line, and Ballard definitely maintained the emphasis of an attacking presence throughout the rest of that half after that goal.
And so much of the success in that half came from the back line and the success that they had being able to set the tone, set the pace. What does this back line need to do in the second half to be able to hold on to this 1-0 lead?
I think they need to maintain, and we've talked about it multiple times. The experience is going to come out now. Leo Burnley and Christy Eggman, they have a lot of familiarity between the two of them. Tetsane with as much experience as you could ask for from a left back and a captain, and obviously on the far side, Briscoe with the pace to match up against Trevor Thompson. So, this is going to be a difficult half, though. I don't think Ole Town's going to lay down without a fight. We're seeing a couple substitutes come in here from some household names that we're very familiar with, and we'll get those out to you here in a moment.
Yeah, early on, it's Declan McGlynn that you can see with Jabril Rodet off the field on the far side. So Declan McGlynn is going to step on, and it looks like Charlie Gaffney is also on the field here, taking Eric Lagos off the pitch. Teams are set, 45 minutes to play here in this Western Conference semifinal. We are underway. It was Friday night where Ballard FC scored within 2 minutes of the kickoff of the second half. McGlynn is trying to get that thing rolling again here. Kingston, he's going to send a right-footed ball to the far post. Gaffney's going to get in on some action early. It's a clean challenge up ahead for these two. Big challenge there between Bernie and Gaidea.
No substitutes, it looks like, from a Ole Town perspective, maintaining the same formation and as of until this point, same play style. We'll see how that plays off. Obviously, Ballard coping very well in the first half. Looking to continue those efforts.
Alvarez trying to push upfield. He's going to send a square ball for Kingston, who's going to have an overlapping Tetsane, the goal scorer and the assister. Can't connect with Robles. And here's a ball sky high into the center circle. Engman is going to win that header, and he's going to win that header again and again. And if you gave him a fourth option, he would do it again. McGlynn plays forward. Korzanowski. McGlynn gets it back. He's got support. McGlynn might take it himself. He goes wide for Kingston. Kingston turns, he faces, chip into the center of the box, and it's headed away.
McGlynn's so dangerous early on, really imposing himself, and I think that's the type of quality that he provides. Rodet did a very good job, and we'll come back here in a moment.
Gaffney into the area, right foot ball slotted down low, and yet another chance for Ballard FC where they're not able to get a shot off. The buildup is there. The finishing has not found itself in the second half.
Not quite, and McGlynn is definitely the type of profile that will given those chances, we'll put them away as we have another opportunity through Gaffney, another substitute.
Quick ball into the box, and it was Bernie who almost got a head on it. Gaffney now chasing this one down. He goes head-to-head with Nicasio on the far side, and it's away for a throw-in.
Fast-paced starts from Ballard, exactly what we wanted to see. A couple opportunities early on and not giving Old Town any time to really grow back into this game. And backline looking very comfortable, as they have for most of this game.
Briscoe far side. Maybe a mistouch, but it still finds McGlynn. Briscoe still moving forward. And McGlynn wears that to the face as it's settled with Slouse out of play for a Ballard throw. Season matchups right now, Ballard FC leading the aggregate score at 12-3. A 4-0 win, a 5-0 win. Cross enters the box. It's mishit straight up into the air. 4-0 win, a 5-0 win, and a 3-2 loss. And now we're seeing a 1-0 scoreline here in the 49th minute. So Ballard FC has been the dominant side, the dominant force thus far on the season. But hey, when you get into single elimination playoffs, anything can happen. Briscoe sets himself up for a long throw-in. Trying to find Ingman. Ingman can't get the flick on. This ball's rolling away, and it's out for the first corner of the second half. Declan McGlynn over to the far side to take.
Yeah, this Ballard team can hurt you in so many different ways, whether it's a long throw-in, an early service in the clear run of play, or if it's a set-piece opportunity, whether it's a corner kick like we're seeing right now, or a foul higher up the pitch. This team can really score goals in so many different ways, as we see an early kick here for Gaffney.
Gaffney chips into the box. It gets to the PK spot before it's headed away by Slouse. Robles goes one-on-one to try and win this header, and it's out for a throw. Interesting enough for Old Town, all three of their attackers were pushing the 50 there against three Ballard FC defenders, a large gap in between, but you generally don't see a team throw three men forward when they are defending a set piece.
Yeah, that's a cat and mouse.
Here's Kingston. After the quick step over, he finds himself into a double team, and it's out for a throw-in, as it was a good challenge from Famu Datimi.
Yeah, back to your point there of leaving offenders high up the pitch on a corner kick or set-piece opportunity. With a team that's built like Old Town, they're meant to play on the counter, and they want to give themselves as much opportunity as possible to do so. And to be honest, that might be one of their only avenues back into this game.
Throw-in on the way. This is Engman. He's going to muster this ball to the front six. It's rolling towards him where it's on Ingman's right foot, trying to cut back down the line. He wins this ball, leaves Stewart in the dust. Keep carrying, and he finds a slotted ball for Korzanowski, who's now dancing in the area. His entry cross is deflected away for a corner, the 6th of the afternoon for Ballard FC.
Both big men with quality feet. That's a rare talent, and we've talked about it many times. A lot of the bigger men on this team have those fancy footwork skills. It's a big value add.
McGlynn wide open top of the area. He thinks about jogging over for the short ball. Here's the ball into the box, caught, and now we'll see if the counterattack opportunity is on. It's a 3-on-3 up north for Old Town. They're calling for it, and they're not going to use it. What is the purpose then of throwing three numbers forward against a three-man defender if you're not going to go with the long ball when your keeper catches it?
Yeah, I feel like that's a missed opportunity from Lamphere. If I'm in goal there, that ball is going over the back line and just giving those forwards an opportunity to work with something. And in this game, that's exactly what they need, and we're seeing it's getting a little bit scrappy. And I don't know, I think Lamphere maybe wasn't quite aware. He didn't catch that ball very cleanly and maybe wasn't mentally prepared to go on the counter there, but I think the front line was very willing.
Tetsane fouled by De La Luz. Free kick gets things underway. Here's Kingston. McGlynn looks at the goal, has Robles to his left. He finds Korzanowski. Korzanowski goes to the deck, no whistle blown. It's a clean tackle, and I agree there. That's a fantastic challenge from your backman in Nicasio.
And Lamphere elects to go quick this time, but they slow down the play, and yeah, that's a fantastic. That's a goal-saving tackle right there, and can't be talked about enough.
Korzanowski gets himself put in a fabulous position And Nicasio just makes a great recovery effort. Here's a ball bouncing. Bernie is going to be able to settle it down, turn, and pick out his target, which is Gaffney. Gaffney's good on the right side. Here's Gaffney. Korzanowski now in behind, and it's read incredibly well from Lamphere. McGlynn cutting inward. McGlynn carrying, taken off of his feet. Russo doesn't like McGlynn going down there, and we may have our first yellow card of the day. It's going to be Russo, who received a double yellow the last time these two teams met.
Declan McGlynn has been such an impact coming off the bench. 7 minutes into this half. Multiple opportunities. He was the one who slotted in Korzanowski on that last play and wins the free kick in a very dangerous area for the quality service that Robles has here on the far side.
Hey, number 7, do something for us. I want to see a rainbow flick, Cap.
Robles is set up for the free kick. A trio of substitutions is waiting in the offing for Ole Town. It will not come on a Ballard FC free kick. A high line set. Robles, left foot service. Doesn't make its way into the area, but McGlynn on a full-time volley, and he's going to send that ball into the trees where Sasquatch lives. And we're away for a goal kick, and those substitutions are going to be on their way.
Take up number 5.
De La Luz first to leave the pitch, as well as Manny Nicasio.
He's just slow. They probably need you to like get some shots on target or something,
And we'll see who the third player being subbed out of this game is for Ole Town.
17, you gotta help boost 15's confidence. He's having a bad day with how short he is. Hey. It's gonna suck for you. Yeah, let's go. Let's get him a red.
It looks like Stewart took up the position of Gil De La Luz here on this right-hand side. So not necessarily a like-for-like swap, but more of a positional change for Stewart coming from a midfield position.
See, Gabe Fernandez has entered the field. He's playing at the left back. Here comes a quick push and a tackle. Ball still being carried, but the whistle's going to be blown. Yellow card is going to be shown, and that's going to be Briscoe here in the 55th minute.
And these are the opportunities that Ole Town really need to capitalize on. Put some pressure on the back line in a rather central location here. Difficult for a goalkeeper. Having to maintain your honesty of your starting position. Looks like they're setting themselves up right on the top of the box. Halloran electing for a two-man wall with Gaffney out wide just to respect the overlap opportunity. Take note of where Lucia Tetzane is right now. That's a very important position. And as a goalkeeper, I put someone there exactly for the reason of a low service ball. It's very difficult for anybody else to handle. Matchups across the backside. Everybody looking to attack this ball.
Here's the right-footed service. Back 6, and it's headed away by Ingman. Corner kick on the way for Ole Town. So in a 1-0 game, I mean, this is where Ole Town wants to make their money back on this game. Try and find a set piece. Try and find something scoring. I mean, they've had about one good opportunity coming from the build-up. From the rest of it, you got to be able to try and find the set piece winners. Ball to the backside. Halloran can't get to it. It was a cluster on the back post, and I don't know if anyone made contact, so I think it's away for a goal kick. No signal yet from our referee. But Halloran will be getting that ball.
That's a nicely flighted service. Very difficult for a goalkeeper to handle over his head, and thankfully there wasn't a larger collision. Very easily could have been. Ballard walk away unscathed, resetting with a goal kick.
Ole Town FC made 3 substitutions. Leaving the pitch was number 7, Manny Nicasio, number 10, Gil De La Luz, and number 16, Trevor Thompson. Entering is number 3, Gabe Fernandez, number 9, Sean Sant, and number 12, Cooper Brunel.
Robles down the line, could not connect with Kingston. Here's a long ball. Ingman's got to recover. Halloran, his header is one, and it's away for a throw. That's well done by the goalkeeper.
The all-familiar Nordic chant beginning here at Pagliacci pitch from the bridge keepers, looking to bring some energy into this Ballard team on a very hot Sunday afternoon.
Far side, ball driven up the line looking for Briscoe, and it's going to go wide and out of play. Finally got word on those subs. Gabe Fernandez enters, Sean Sent and Cooper Brunel are the trio of subs that come in. Korzenowski trying to find Gaffney. Gaffney can't run onto it. Physical battle leaves Gaffney on the ground. Slaus is going to get fouled by Gaffney as Gaffney was going down, and it's on for a reset. And the subs coming up, leaving the field, Gil Delaluz, Trevor Thompson, and Manny Nicasio were the trio that exited just moments ago for Ole Town FC.
It looks like the emphasis with those subs is fresh legs. Taking off both of the wingers. Did a lot of work in the first half, up and down, very willing to run. But as we have about 30 minutes left in this game, we need to see the fresh legs from an Ole Town perspective to continue to work.
Right now, you just have the 2 halftime subs that were made for Ballard FC, and no other movement is being made by any substitutes. Sitting on the bench right now, taking in this match. As for Ole Town, their 3 remaining subs that they have in the offing are all getting warm on the far side. McGlynn settles between a trio of blue shirts, still dances through. Loses possession, foul called. Robles wants to play quick. He's got Kingston with a little bit of space. Kingston doesn't have support in the area, so he's going to dribble. Kingston left foot ball. It floats to the backside. Gaffney makes a run towards the near post, so nobody home on the backside.
It's a great ball into feet, finding the counterattack opportunity.
This is good build-up and a great challenge, a better challenge. Alvarez now turning the ball out. It's a 4-on-4 opportunity. If Ballard keeps going, McGlynn can enter and make it a 5-on-5. Gaffney has McGlynn showing. Gaffney tries to find him and can't. Fernandez now trying to get this ball out, cleared up the line, played immediately back in. This is Russo, man on a yellow card, who settles.
This game opening up more and more. Ballard not satisfied with 1-0. Scoreline, Ole Town obviously not happy with a 1-0 scoreline.
Engman avoids a hard challenge. Kingston on the ball, has an overlapping Tatsane. McGlynn, lots of real estate around him. It gets close quickly from a recovering Stewart.
And I think that's smart from McGlynn. He had the opportunity to play into Gaffney's feet and continue the counterattack, but after a couple back and forths, elects to maintain possession, slow down the play, and control the pace of the game like we talked about in the first half.
Tetsane can't get around a really good tackle from Famu Dutimi. Open space, offside flag stays down. Ingman with a good challenge. A lot of good tackles coming in here. This may be a game where defenders are coming out on top because there's so much fatigue in the attacking play.
Yeah, we talked about it early on, the importance of this Ballard back line, and we saw there in the last 5 minutes spell of play, both Leo Burney and Christian Eggman making emphatic tackles really to stop any sort of counterattack opportunity. Quality play.
30 minutes to play here at the Pagliacci pitch in Seattle, Washington. It's Ballard FC taking on Ole Town FC with a bid for the Western Conference Final on the line. Western Conference Final is where Ballard FC's season ended last year, hoping to advance further. In this single elimination tournament, this stands as the round of 16. Top 16 teams remaining in the country, and 2 teams from the Northwest representing in that right here in this match. Evara plays out wide. This is Sent. Sent gets it back around Tatsane. Sent into a dangerous area. Ball on the ground. It's still there. Same spot. It hasn't moved. And it's finally cleared away. Danger still brewing for Ole Town. Cross comes in, and it's out and away into the parking lot. It's their 4th corner of the day that is on the way. And that was a dangerous opportunity for the Ole Town side in a 1-0 game.
Good recovery from Damian Alvarez there, but Screws coming loose just a little bit at the back. Slightly fortunate that that ball didn't reach an Ole Town attacker. Another opportunity to get back in the score sheet here through a corner.
Corner on the way, floated backside. Briscoe couldn't win the header. Excuse me, he did. He flicks it on, and it's out for a Ole Town throw-in. Hellerin watches that ball go all the way over to the back post. Quick throw and quick play. Fernandez, left-footed ball. Dangerous, it's curling. And that's a really good service into a really good area that leads to the 5th corner of the day for Ole Town. Connor Tolan over to take. 6 blue shirts inside the area. And 1 man in Cooper Burnell near the corner kick. Floated ball, Hellerin bounces for it to the backside. And another corner kick on the way. That was a dangerous ball as Hellerin comes off his line. He doesn't get clean contact. The header still gets put towards the goal. Missed out on the frame. And it results into another corner for Ole Town.
A lot of contact in that box. These are quality services. Very difficult for a goalkeeper to handle with all of this traffic.
Left-footed ball now. Very far back 6. It's volley trying to get it back across. No dice.
Looked like he was indecisive there. Thought about initially going with his head. Elected to go for the spectacular, but didn't quite fully commit. Ballard looking just to slow the game down again. Relieve some of the pressure. Take a little bit of a breather.
1-0 here in the 65th. Peyton Barron's Cole Weaver bringing you this Western Conference semifinal in Seattle, Washington. Ballard FC with a 29th minute goal from Lucia Tatsane. Hospital pass into the middle. It's turned over. Here's Stewart. Far side ball into the area. The service blocked away. Corner after corner after corner for this Ole Town side. And it's going to get taken quickly. Chipped pass, far side. The full volley taken off the shin. Still in the middle of the box. Ball still bouncing around. Hellerin comes out, commands it, and he wins it with a good catch.
That's exactly what you need from your goalkeeper in that chance. Everyone coming up big. Loud shout. Letting it be known he's going to come get that ball.
Kingston not coming to that Christian Engman pass. Kingston avoids a sliding challenge. This is a whistle as a spikes up challenge is going to result into a yellow card here for Famu Dutimi. He's a little shocked by that, but that's a good job for the referee making sure that safety is an overall priority of this game.
In the 66th minute, the referee issued a yellow card to Ole Town FC player.
Dangerous challenge there, and Peter Kingston clearly not happy. Warranted yellow card. As we enter the last 25 minutes here, definitely expecting this game to continue to burn a little bit hotter.
3 yellow cards shown in the last 13 minutes of play. Korzanowski wins it with his chest. That's good hold-up play. He's got runners. Almost had a heel flick for McGlynn. Alvarez now. Korzanowski plays for Robles. This is good interplay here from Ballard. McGlynn for Kingston. Kingston's right foot ball finds McGlynn making a run. No whistle blown. Korzanowski's shot is over the bar. McGlynn wants a penalty, and I think he's got a real shout, a real chance at getting one there, as it was a late dragging leg. McGlynn did not have the ball at the time. It was just away from him that takes McGlynn off of his feet.
So difficult to tackle, especially inside of the penalty box, and gotta say Korzanowski might have been sleeping a little bit. Didn't quite expect that ball to be ricocheted back in his way. It's a big opportunity that fires over the top of the crossbar.
Engman wins a header, but it doesn't fall in a favorable space as a curling effort from Guevara is just going to go to the feet of Hellerin. Guevara's going to have to chase his own cross down to force Hellerin to pick it up and put it in his hands. Tetsane with a missed touch. That ball off the top of his shoulder goes straight up, and it's out for a throw-in. Usually Tetsane so good in tight quarters.
Yeah, these Ole Town substitutes really doing what they were meant to do, bringing some energy back into this game, continuing to press the Ballard back line and not give them freedom in possession. But at the same time, when they're in possession themselves, really pushing those outside backs higher, as we're seeing a service into the channel, but dealt with decently well.
Kingston with a good flick. Alvarez now trying to find Gaffney. It's short. Gaffney's got to come back for it, but he does so well. And McGlynn on the late challenge that's going to put Famu Dutimi into the turf. It's out for a free kick. Excuse me, it's down for a free kick here in the 69th minute. Two players getting warmed up for Ballard FC now. It's Taketo Onodera on the far side, along with Koja Dadzi. Two players who can make an impact here later within the last 20 minutes of this match.
Yeah, Koja Dadzi is so dangerous, very dynamic player. Onodera, very much a sound midfielder who's very versatile in where he could be played.
Great win. Tetsane now. A little bit of space. Maybe doesn't have the same speed he usually does on such a warm day. I mean, these are tough conditions here that you're playing in. Middle of July. Heat on the turf. 80-degree day. You got to assume it's 10, 15 degrees hotter there on the pitch.
It is, and we talked about this pre-match. The timing of this game is different than what they've been accustomed to all season, with more so evening games and maybe a little bit cooler conditions. But, you know, that's just how you play as a soccer player. You have to be ready for whatever is thrown your way.
Quick one-touch passes for Ballard to regain possession. Tetsane playing the smart pass all the way back to Hellerin. Big thanks to the Georgian Dragon Pub for presenting today's broadcast here on YouTube. It's the USL League 2 Western Conference Semifinal. Ballard FC against Ole Town FC. Peyton Barron's Cole Weaver bringing you the action. Briscoe can't find a pass, but the ball's still moving forward for him. He's taken off of his feet, and we're going to get a whistle. We're pointed to the penalty spot, and Ballard FC, who did score a PK the last time these two teams faced off, it was Peter Kingston in the 32nd minute to get the first goal for Ballard FC out of the two. We'll see if Kingston goes to the ball. They have earned themselves a penalty here in the 71st minute, and it looks like the big man, Stas Korzanowski, is going to hold on to that ball and make sure he gets the kick from 12 yards out.
As that play developed, Declan McGlynn wanted to turn inside, but quality tackle, but fell favorably to Kai Briscoe, who just advanced and continued his run and never really got stepped to, and quick feet in the box. And here we have a penalty and a good opportunity to double their lead here. Very valuable with about 20 minutes left to play. Korzanowski stepping up.
Lamphere, Korzanowski standing just 12 yards apart. The whistle blown. Korzanowski makes his run up, the right-footed attempt. It's low, it's beautiful, it's perfect, it's 2-0. Ballard FC, Korzanowski on his way to the beer garden, celebrating with these fans, doubling the lead in the Western Conference semifinal. Back-to-back games, Stas Korzanowski has found the back of the net.
That's massive. It may have come against the run of play. Ole Town had started a good half. Substitutes came in, were providing some good scoring chances, but it only takes one opportunity. Kai Briscoe took advantage of the space he was given, and as we've seen all season, Korzanowski is not going to give those opportunities away. 2-0, 19 minutes remaining. A couple substitutes coming in from an Ole Town perspective, but exactly what we want to see. Looking to advance to the next round.
Famu Dutimi comes off, Stewart comes off, and Guevara are all going to exit the field. You're going to see Pavel Valchev, Alan Escalante, and Chris Peretti enter the field now for Ole Town.
I still think we don't see any sort of formation changes from an Ole Town perspective, and we talked about this. I mean, a team that will blow out other teams, but also get shut out themselves. When a defense finds a way to lock down an opposing team, and the other team has no plan B, usually this is the result, where they won't have many scoring opportunities. The other team will find a way through, as Ballard have done, and hopefully we'll be looking to see more of the same in the remaining part of this game.
Gaffney had a good run in McGlynn, but the window got shut down. Here's Robles looking to turn and find support. Tetsane. Robles got a little contact after the play. Gaffney floats all the way to the near side. He's playing the right wing, and he finds himself all the way on the left channel as he crosses the ball to the far side. Stays in play after it being chased down. Trio of subs on the way for Ballard FC. By my looks, it looks like Bailey Leatherman, Cameron Martin, and Kojo Dadzi.
I think these are quality substitutions at this point in the match. We'd expect to see likely a Damian Alvarez coming off with a like-for-like swap with Bailey Leatherman, looking to control the game. Cameron Martin, Mr. Dependable, throughout 2 seasons as Leo Burney. Very good win here and continues his run.
Burney's got Kingston far post. He picks him out. It's a good cross. We made jokes about Leo Burney playing the number 9 on Friday night, but man, he almost solidified himself as a winger with that run.
You might have heard my comments about Alex Mejia as he maintains his forward position but slowly retreats. Good player, just need a little spark to get them going.
Hey, it's something that, the back line loves to see how their guys get forward. And Leo Burney is going forward. He is chugging along like a freight train.
He scored a couple goals himself. Not a stranger to the back of the net.
Peretti plays inward. This is with Tolan. Peretti gets it back. Peretti had the assist of the game-winning goal last time these two teams met. Could there be late-time drama in this rivalry match here in the playoffs? Hard challenge from Alvarez. I don't think he should be complaining about that whistle at all. That was a well-earned foul. This is Alan Escalante over the ball, setting it for the free kick. And now he will be called off by Connor Tolan. Whole bench has been used besides the backup goalkeeper for Ole Town FC. Fernandez, Valchev, Escalante, Sean Stent, Brunel, and Peretti have all made their way onto the field. The lone substitute is backup goalkeeper Ryan Saunders. Right foot cross floats in. The header, wide open header, was won. I believe that was Sean Stent winning the header, just not able to put it on frame. And now the substitutes will be made for Ballard FC.
Slightly better service there and maybe a better opportunity. That ball was lofted, hard to generate any sort of power, but from a Ballard perspective, completely unmarked. Slightly surprising given Ballard's track record with defending. It looks like we might have a little bit of a water break here. It is very hot out on the pitch. Definitely needed, and a good break for both teams to reset from a tactical perspective.
It's a well-timed thing. The referee's making that call here in the second half. We didn't see this in the first half, but now that the temperatures have risen, to be able to call for that hydration break, this is a well-executed move from our center referee. And now, with 15 minutes left to play, Ballard FC, they get to kind of go over, they get to reset, they get to talk about what's going to be going on in these remaining 15 minutes. At the same time, they're also going to make their subs and be able to talk over with all 11 players what their key tactics are for the remainder of this match.
Yeah, very much needed from both sides here. From a Ballard perspective, the conversation right now is let's maintain. We have a 2-0 lead. We don't need to get crazy. Let's keep a hold of the ball. Maybe a little bit of dark arts coming into play, as I like to say. From an Ole Town perspective, it's game time. It's all or nothing. I mean, we're at the point in the season when this is win or go home. And obviously they've exhausted all of their substitute opportunities. But at the same time, we talked about some backup goalkeepers. Looks like getting warm here. Ole Town backup goalkeepers, no stranger to a late goal.
Ole Town will go to their bench and use their backup goalkeepers as field players here in these situations. So don't count out backup goalkeeper Ryan Saunders to not make his way onto the pitch today. As our hydration break dwindles down, we're going to look to see what subs come off. Kingston is hovering over near that far sideline. He may be coming off the field here in favor of Kojo Dadzi. 3 p.m. our time. So, potential good matchup on the way. A nice rematch between two sides, two very high, powerful sides. And Ballard FC, one of the nationwide favorites of this tournament. I mean, whether it be between the experts or between the fan vote, the fan bracket challenges, a lot of fans have picked Ballard FC to host, to lift that national trophy here as the season comes to an end.
Not surprising, given the turnout we've had all season. Basically, I think every single game has been sold out. And, support, when you compare it across country, is quite well. Turnover here.
Of course, and now Peretti dribbles inward through a double team. Tetsane. So much class from Lucia Tetsane, the goal scorer today, and he's doing it on the defensive end.
Yeah, he was having none of that. Peretti looked to come inside and split the two defenders, but Tetsane showing his experience and just stepping in front and wins him side a throw in.
McGlynn's header goes to the right man, Stas Korzanowski. McGlynn around one. The tackle falls into the feet of Dadzi. Cross into the box. McGlynn overlapping run. The shot, it's in. Yes, the offside flag was up, but the deflection allows Dadzi to run onto it. He was not in an offside position as it was a tackle that fell into his feet. Ballard FC picks up on that counterattack, and it's a good turn and pass and then finish from Declan McGlynn to make it 3-0 here in the 81st minute.
Wow, drama. As to be expected, and all of the Ole Town team is making a claim. As a captain, I understand if that offside flag goes up, you see it, and your immediate reaction is, we're okay. But obviously, the phrase play to the whistle holds true, as it looks like center referee here might go have a quick conversation with his AR to make sure they made the right decision, but
and the center referee has every right to wave down the offside flag. The assistants referee are there to assist the center referee who makes the final decision when to blow the whistle. And if that truly is a deflection, then our center referee has made the right call in that moment, as Dadzi was not past that ball from a teammate while being in an offside position.
Yeah, it looked more like Declan McGlynn was trying to beat his man and dribble inside. And an errant tackle pushed that ball towards Kojo Dadzi, who was in an offside position, but a deflection off of the defender warrants that flag to stay down. Correct decision. Ballard's up 3-0. Gotta say, from an Ole Town perspective, that's tough. That's a hard goal to concede and very mentally draining, as now the mountain grows a little bit taller. But in an environment like this, you can't give up until the final whistle is blown.
Briscoe does a great job winning that ball in the corner. And that ball is actually going to go out of play and out for a goal kick. Now we're going to see Taketo Onodera come onto the field as Ballard FC is using its last substitution. Yeah. And perhaps it's Kai Briscoe who's going to be exiting the field.
Onodera been used as an outside back a couple times throughout this season. Similar to Eric Lagos, a little bit different to his collegiate position, but a very willing player and a very talented player to fill in that role, and looking to shore up the 3-0 victory here.
In the 83rd minute, we have a Ballard FC substitution.
Header won by
Leading
Korzanowski.
the pitch is number 22, Kai Briscoe. Entering is number 6, Taketo Onodera.
And wanted to confirm before announcing Charlie Gaffney on the assist for the Declan McGlynn goal. Well, it was a good run here for Dodsey up into the box. He did play a square ball into the feet of Gaffney, who turned and laid that ball off for McGlynn. Tetsane fouled up against the sideline. 84th minute. Ballard FC on their way to seeing themselves to the Western Conference Final. It was a 3-0 win on Friday, and they're looking to hold on to this 3-0 win against Old Town.
You can expect everything to go long here from Lars Halloran. No need to play out of the back anymore.
USL2 champions, we know what we are.
Korzanowski draws the foul as he was climbed like a ladder there.
Ballard team just languidly walking around. Maintain possession here for the remaining 6 minutes, plus to be expected a couple minutes of stoppage time, factoring in the water break.
McGlynn cuts back. Right now, the important things for Ballard FC, hold possession and stay injury-free here in these last few minutes. I mean, you want to keep yourselves out of any of those challenges. You want to play the ball before you have to endure any sort of contact, because you got to look ahead towards next week.
Yeah, that's a great point. Obviously, the tournament doesn't end here. Looks like we've shored up a quality performance so far, but looking forward, potentially some travel on the cards. Definitely want to make sure everybody stays healthy and rotating the legs.
Good possession out of the back here from Old Town. And a great ball finding some space. This is Sean Sent trying to take on all of Ballard all on his own. Good outside the foot pass to keep things alive. Peretti now sees a run down the line. This is Brunel. Valchev. Cross into a really good area. Could not connect with Sean Sent as that ball's going to run out of play. Federico Russo could not run it down.
That's just patient defending from Ballard. Obviously a very high quality pass to break a couple lines, but Leo Burney and Christian Eggman just containing the play. No need to win the ball there. Force him to go backwards and just shielding the play as it goes across the face, and ultimately for a half service, no problem, reset through Lars Halloran with another large goal kick here.
Halloran doing a good job at signaling to his troops to go and occupy the entire far side space rather than staying spread out to make sure they win possession of that kick. Leatherman looks towards the corner flag. Nobody makes the run, but nobody with Ballard is going to put any hands in the air over that one. A lot of game management coming into play for Ballard FC. Valchev settles and slows. Urgency not completely there for this Old Town side as we find ourselves closer and closer to that 90th minute and that final whistle.
Yeah, a little bit difficult to find the belief here with such a commanding team and such a commanding performance. McGlynn spraying it wide to Gaffney. Plenty of space here.
Gaffney with an opportunity to make it for the strike. It's a save from Lamphere, and he gets up for the second chance save. That's well done from the goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's good. That's very nicely done from the goalkeeper. Cleans up his mess on the second attempt. Ballard just creating chances slightly for fun at this point in the game.
It's a good look from McGlynn to be able to see the vision there. Be able to see that ball, see the run develop from Gaffney.
I think these second half substitutes from Ballard have played such a key part in this performance, namely Declan McGlynn, obviously very involved throughout the game, bagging his goal.
Hard challenge up against the sideline. It's Tetsane who opened goal scoring. Free kick on the way, just in front of the white paint, 89th minute. It's been a good weekend if you're a Ballard FC fan out there. good result on Friday night, 3-0 win. And on their way right now to a second 3-0 win. Ball floated, PK spots a great header, and Hellerin is able to dive to his left-hand side to make the save.
I say, who are we? You say, Ballard FC. Who are we? Who are we? Who are we? Oh, yeah!
Ballard just maintaining possession here through the last couple minutes. As we've talked about, no need to do anything crazy. From an Ole Town perspective, kind of looks like a lack of emphasis to really get back into this game, as probably not enough time permits to come down from a 3-0 deficit.
You know, something that was so successful for Ballard FC on Friday was the high press. They come into this game, they don't use the high press a whole ton. They work their way through the build-up play to be able to get today's result. And that is the sign of a quality team who can win in multiple different ways and execute multiple different game plans.
Yep, exactly what we talked about with Ole Town. I think that might have been one of their biggest downfalls today. They had one plan, and they made a couple substitutes, namely like-for-like switches, but no real creativity outside of what they initially came to do, and Ballard dealt with it very well. Ballard maybe a little bit more flexibility in terms of what they're able to provide. So we're being told now 2 additional minutes of stoppage time as we enter the 90th minute.
It will be a minimum of 2 minutes of added time. 2 minutes.
Ball intended for Korzenowski, deflects off the defender and goes all the way back for Lamphere.
Korzenowski's had a little bit of an interesting matchup today with center backs that are more his size, but got his goal through a penalty kick. But all in all, he's done a little bit of some thankless work today. A lot of hard hold-up, a lot of heavy challenges and connecting the run of play. Really love to see that out of your goal-scoring number 9.
Doddsy with a great tackle, finds McGlynn. Is there another effort? Friday night had a 90th minute goal in it. Does Ballard FC have it again? Korzenowski slows things down. Little support to the right, uses it in Gaffney. Korzenowski asking for a foul as he was feet chopped down at the top of the box, and Ole Town on top of possession now as we enter our final minute of the minimum. Gaffney plays back on Adara. Ballard in no rush to knock this ball around here in the final minutes. They have this thing locked, secured, and sealed. The final whistle has gone. Ballard FC with another 3-0 win here in the playoffs. They are moving on to the Western Conference Finals. They will await the winner of San Francisco Glens and Ventura County, who they saw last season. But man, what a run in these opening 2 rounds of the playoffs for Ballard FC.
Yeah, this is exactly what you want to see in a game like this. No nonsense, nothing too crazy, no overtime games. Save the legs, lots of rotation, goals spread across the score sheet. And they look to see who their next opponent will be, and you got to say they're coming in with some serious confidence. We've talked about how the predictions, both from the coaches poll as well as from the fans poll, Ballard ranked quite high on that list, looking to maintain that status inside of USL League 2. Really excited for our next matchup.
You're looking ahead at what's coming up next for Ballard FC. Yes, there's a lot to be left to be determined following results of today. This likely being Ballard FC's last home game, where it looks like they may have to go on the road for their next matchup, for that quarterfinal matchup of it's the Western Conference Final. When you look at the big picture, that's the final 8 teams of the USL League 2, and Ballard FC has solidified themselves a spot in that final 8. This is a heavyweight, high-power, high-octane team coming in here and making a lot of noise in USL League 2.
Really looking to continue the run. Obviously, last year was a little bit disappointing in the result. Looking to rectify maybe some of those mistakes and ultimately get to exactly where we want to be, which is nationals.
Looking at today, I mean, Tatsane opened up scoring 29th minute with a goal assisted by Kingston, and what a weekend that Peter Kingston had. I mean, just setting things up on the ball, taking guys in one-on-one, and it could have been Peter Kingston's weekend. He could have easily had 2 goals and 3 assists.
It's a quality player. I'd say more so than that. Some players have the quality, but they don't have the consistency. Peter Kingston, time and time again, shows up for his team, puts in the shift on the offensive side of the field as well as the defensive side, which doesn't go unnoticed, especially up here in the broadcasting booth. We see it all. But at the end of the day, high-quality player. You could pick there's plenty of players out here that could be player of the match.
Korzanowski there celebrating with the fans, spraying water everywhere. He got on the score sheet today, scored a goal today, scored a goal on Friday. He slotted home a PK in the 72nd minute that extended things to 2-0. That PK won by Kai Briscoe going into the area, but it was an excellent penalty from Korzanowski.
Yeah, he puts those away time and time again. Again, we talked about it. It's what you want to see. You know, my personal man of the match, I don't know if this will actually be the one, but I think Lucia Tatsane gives the shout. It was kind of a tough matchup from early on, and he came through and broke the deadlock and was solid defensively, as he always is, coming up some very pacey wingers. And as a captain, that's exactly what you need in games like this, showing his experience.
And it was the substitute in the 81st minute in Declan McGlynn scoring the final goal, the nail in the coffin that made it 3-0, assisted by Gaffney. A play that a lot of confusion on the field as the offside flag was up, but it was ultimately waved down by the center referee as it was a deflection that led everything in onto the backhand side for Ballard FC to be able to push numbers forward, find Declan McGlynn, find that third goal, and it's Ballard FC coming out on top here in this Western Conference semifinal. That's going to wrap everything up here from Seattle, Washington. We thank you so much for tuning into this broadcast wherever you may have tuned in from. We thank you. We cannot thank you enough. For Cole Weaver, I am Peyton Behrens. For everyone here at Ballard FC, it's been an excellent day of soccer. Up next, the Western Conference Finals. Be sure to tune in. Stay logged in on Twitter, following Go Ballard FC and following USL League 2 to stay up to date on where this Ballard FC is going to end up in the coming days for their next round of this matchup. Western Conference semifinal is concluded here in Seattle, Washington. Ballard FC 3, Old Town FC 0. We will see you next time.